Yo, what's up? I'm doing my top 10 list via video format this time. Didn't feel like topping it out. I can't wait to see all of you hate everything I love. That's just kind of how it is. Starting from 10, going up to 1. These are all ranked in my personal opinion. They're not your opinion, they're my opinion, so fucking deal with it. Stop being a baby. Number 10 for me is a band called Captives. Now, I didn't really know of them at all before buddy Chris from Shark Infested Daughters showed me them, and he said this song is really sick. I think you'd like it. The single is called Signs. It'll be the song that I recommend you all listen to. But the record Ghost Like You is really good. EP. It's fantastic, really good songwriting. It kind of reminds me of like Architects, Bring Them Horizon, definitely more within the metalcore subgenre, but it's super catchy, super hooky. I love that shit, so check it out. Number 9 is Oliver Tree. So a little backstory into how I started listening to him was back in the day, a DJ dubstep producer guy named Getter used to release these vlogs all the time, and he was in one of them, Oliver Tree was, and I thought it was fucking hilarious and he was pretty funny. And then I realized later on that he did music as well, and he started releasing all this amazing content. His marketing is fantastic. His whole meme shtick is great. I love it. The scooter, the haircut, the fucking pants, all the shit. High production music videos, and the jams are just really good. It's kind of within the vein of like, the vocals remind me a lot of pop punk, we'll say, but the production is a lot more, modern electronic R&B kind of style music with a little bit of indie thrown in there, which I think is really good. The song that I loved the most off of the Do You Feel Me record is Alien Boy. It's super fucking catchy. There's a music video. It's like a half music video of one song, and then Alien Boy is the second half. I recommend checking that out.
I fell down to earth from 100 miles away, and somehow I still make it work. But it's overrated and somehow played out.
So number 8 for me is a homie. He used to be in the band. His name was Josh. This band's called Dealer. When he announced that this project was coming out, I was pumped for him, and the music was fantastic too. Like, not only just him being a friend, but like his music is fucking sick, and I love it. This record is super pissed. Soul Burn. It's like a mixture of, new age kind of like hardcore stuff mixed with some beatdown elements and deathcore and, hardcore style vocals. And it's like a real like awesome group of amazing players within Australia. I don't know what's in the water over there, but it's producing some awesome fucking stuff. The song I recommend you guys check out is called Crooked. Number 7 is what some might call a bias pick, but besides them being, homies of mine, Angel Maker does put out fantastic music, and I love everything that they do. I'm really big fans of their music, besides being friends with them. And their self-titled release this year was awesome. I played it to death. It's super fucking heavy. It's super awesome. The songwriting has only gotten better since, Dissentient and The Split and all of that. I was lucky enough to do a little tour with them in September with Despised Icon, Shadows of Intent, and all that shit. And I got to hear a lot of this new stuff performed live, and it just made me love it even more. But my hands down favorite song off the record is Radiance in the Light of a Dying Sun. Check it out. Number 6 for me is Humanity's Last Breaths, full-length record called Abyssal. The whole record as a whole is just so fucking heavy. I think they are at the pinnacle of what the subgenre is right now in terms of like the heaviness, the songwriting, all that. It's got Blackened vibes, it's got deathcore vibes, super atmospheric and just like so arrogantly heavy. I love it. I definitely recommend it if you're a fan of Viljarda. It's Buster's side project, and the production is fantastic. It was hard to pick one song. There's a lot of really good singles and stuff like that. But the one I like the most is the one I can't pronounce, called Dodgood, I think it is. Dodgood. Something like that. Give it a check. Number 5 for me is Periphery, Hail Stan. They always seem to make it onto any kind of list I do like this, because when they put out a record, I listen to it to death. And for good reason, honestly. I know there's haters out there, but they kind of do whatever the fuck they want, and I totally respect that from an industry standpoint. They're at a point in their career where they just want to write the music they want to write, and I totally respect it, and I love it. Like, every song off of this record kind of has something different about it, whether it be like ridiculously heavy or just like fantastic songwriting and all of that. But in terms of fantastic songwriting, I think one of the best songs they've ever written is It Only Smiles. It's just like perfect flow. The hooks are amazing. The meaning of the song is really good as well. It's obviously a personal journey that Spencer's gone through and stuff with a family member, and I just love songs like that where you can really attach yourself to it. So I recommend checking that song out.
All of my life, but no matter the things I do, never get over it. We say goodbye from a place so far am I done. The truth, 'cause words mean nothing.
Number 4 to me is one that a lot of people probably have on their list right now for this year, but Billie Eilish's When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go record was one of my most listened to records this year. It's something that I don't normally listen to, but I got turned on to it just because it was popping off. I kind of just went on with the hype train and hopped on. I wanted to see what it was all about, what everyone was getting so pumped about, and I mean, I get it. It's a different record for mainstream music. It's kind of like an anti-pop record, in my opinion. Like, you do have some bops, but there's just some like crazy out there songs as well, and the production is really cool. You can tell how homegrown it is, and the songwriting is fantastic. But my favorite song off of that record, you know, minus all of the really fantastic singles, would be near the tail end of the record. The song is called I Love You, and it's one of the last songs, and I think the cool thing about this record is it starts like how a record, I think, should start, and it ends how a record should end. Like, it has a beginning and it has an end. It's not just like random songs splayed out. It seems very well planned. And yeah, I Love You is one of my favorite songs, so check it out.
It's not true. Tell me I've been lied to. Crying isn't life.
Number 3 is a ridiculously heavy band called Brand of Sacrifice. They're Canadian boys as well. They used to be called The Afterimage, I believe, and it's all the same members, but they just made a stupidly heavy deathcore band. And the EP, God Hand, is fucking so heavy, it's ridiculous. I just love everything about it. It's kind of the same as Humanity's Last Breath, where I think they're really at the peak of like what the genre is right now, and what they're doing. I think a lot of people are going to try and copy them because they're doing it so well. It was hard to pick one song off that record, but Fortress, to me, that main single, is the shit. It's super awesome. Check it out. So number 2 for me actually did not come out in 2019. It came out in 2017, but I don't really care. It's what I listened to the most this year. And it's a EP called Seeds by an artist called Eevee. It's a kind of like chill hop lo-fi artist, and they put out a lot of really cool chill beats and stuff like that. And that's the kind of thing I love. Like, if I'm, you know, working on emails or doing work around the house, stuff like that. Even just like hanging out, you know, with friends at the house, it's nice to have, you know, some nice music in the background. Where it is great background music, it's also just great, you know, music to listen to on its own as well. It's kind of just one of those things I found on Spotify once in a recommended playlist or discovery playlist or something like that, and I just got really attached to it and just started ripping through the discography and just really loved everything about it. But the song I would recommend checking out is "I Wonder If We're Dead." And then number one for me is Issue's record, Beautiful Oblivion. When Headspace came out, it was on my top 10 list as well. I really liked that record a lot. The only thing I didn't really like about it was the screaming vocals, ironically enough. I think Tyler Carter is a really strong vocalist as a singer. I didn't like the other vocalists they had in the band. So when they kicked him out, I was really curious what direction they would go in, and I think what they did for this record makes the most sense. It's definitely a completely different progressive record, and it's progressive in a different way than you would think when you hear progressive metal, where, when you think of progressive metal, you might think like the Contortionists or maybe Tesseract or something like that. But this to me is an R&B, funk soul record first, and then a metal record. It's got fantastic production. Got fantastic production, and the songwriting is just unbelievable in terms of like blending these two or three things really that shouldn't blend together. But I put so much time into this record because every single song is really fun. It's really different to me. There's fun aspects in every song where I'm like, oh, I really like this fucking heavy part, or like, oh, I really like this like funky groove part. It was really hard to pick one song. But I gotta say, the Drink About It is probably the best song in that record in terms of songwriting and all of that. So check it out.
Driving my car, chasing the hurt. Dead on the look, I'm on the verge. Floating your curves, I got the key, but you'd rather lie to me.
Alright, well that's my top 10. I'm curious of what everybody else's is. If you're just gonna come comment on my shit and tell me what I should have had on my list, you can just go fucking fist yourself, because I don't give a shit. But yeah, curious what y'all think. I can't wait for 2020. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of dope ass shit coming out, and I'll see you in the next decade.